Today, he is slated to sign some 200 executive orders. And those executive orders are going to range from energy to DEI in the government. He released one of the executive orders yesterday to the Free Press, to my friend Barry Weiss's Free Press, setting out a government-wide standard on the biological reality of two sexes, clearly defining male and female, which, of course, that's such a dunk. It's such a dunk because the reality is that this is the single most polarizing and stupid issue that Democrats decided to choose during the last several election cycles. The idea that boys can become girls and that minor boys should be allowed to transition into minor girls. They should be given hormones and they should be given surgery. Like, all of that was such a bad sell for the Democrats that it all fell apart for them electorally. President Trump on day one is saying we are done with all of this. According to the Free Press, the executive order is to say that all radical gender ideology guidance, communication policies, and forms are removed from the federal government. Agencies will cease pretending that men can be women and women can be men when enforcing laws that protect against sex discrimination. I mean, that is very, very strong language there, the kind of language that is true and of which I strongly approve. I've been using precisely that language probably for a decade at this point, longer than a decade, actually. Woman means adult human female. The executive order directs the government identification, like passports and personnel records, will reflect biological reality and not self-assessed gender identity. They will be ending the practice of housing men in women's prisons and taxpayer-funded transition for male prisoners as well. The administration explained this really was a defining issue of the campaign. The president is going to be fulfilling the promises he made on the campaign trail. And it does not stop there. Day one, he's expected to include an order declaring an emergency at the U.S.-Mexico border. He's expected to issue pardons for some of the January 6th prisoners, some of the convicted. Those would presumably be, as J.D. Vance, vice president-elect, said, all of those who are participating in nonviolent activity, people who sort of trespassed in the Capitol building. He's also supposed to issue executive orders to increase fossil fuel development, which, of course, would be absolutely necessary. Now, all of these are directed at unleashing the economy. All of these are directed at rewriting the idiotic bargain that Joe Biden tried to foist on the United States. According to the Associated Press, President Trump has pledged to go further and move faster in enacting his agenda than during his first term. Democrats who once formed a resistance are now divided over whether to work with Trump or to defy him. So